Gordon Gibbs, Chief Medical Executive.
Erin Gibbs, Chief Executive Officer, and we have American Vein Vascular Institute.
So we're a healthcare company based out of Colorado. We have clinics in Colorado and Texas. And basically we treat people with leg pain, people with sometimes bulging, aching veins, but more commonly just people with heaviness, aching, discomfort in their legs. There's a variety of things that can cause that. There's a variety of different ways we can treat it.
We also have a management company. That's what I do, and we oversee the practice management, HR, strategic planning and new business development, all of our finance and billing, and operational services for our 50-plus employees.
I think the state of our industry is quite good. In terms of healthcare in general, that's a problem that never goes away. And it's an industry where there's constantly technological evolution. So there's new things that are coming along that help us do our job better than what we did in the past. In our specific industry, it's been transformed over the last decade or so. It still is a very common problem. You know, one of the things we do is treat people with vein problems in their legs. 20% of the adult population has that, and that's not going to change. But historically, the treatment for that was something that was sometimes pretty barbaric, and a lot of times the treatment for it was worse than the actual disease itself. And so that's come a long way. So we're a lot better at diagnosing it, we're a lot better at treating it. The treatment outcomes are much more effective, they're much more long lasting. The amount of downtime is essentially minimal at this point. So it just keeps getting better and better. And I see that there's a lot of evolution still yet to come. So I'm involved in some faculty with different companies in the industry, and the products that are being developed for people's leg problems are pretty impressive now. So I just see it continuing to get better.
I think that our company in healthcare is unique because we have a great combination of innovation, collaboration, and inspiration. I'd throw that out there too. In Colorado specifically, we have a patient population that tends to be very aware of their health and wanting to be and live healthier. So we have a business that really thrives on people wanting to improve their health care, and our patients have usually a good network of support who help them make good decisions and good choices. As far as innovation goes, we have a really great approach to the most minimally invasive way, the most conservative way of treating a patient, which is compression socks. So we are one of the only, if not the only, healthcare companies specializing in vein care that offer a retail option for compression socks. And there's a great selection of colors and sizes and price points, and that has been a great thing for our staff, because it's a fun thing to get into a conversation about, brings people in, allows a little bit of retail in addition to the patient care side, as well as offering a fellowship training program, so it allows us to teach. It brings people from all parts of the company together. That's the collaboration point. And as well as the new business development. As we grow our company and we open new locations, again, we have to customize what we're doing to the different communities that we're entering, and that's another piece of innovation and collaboration that I think our team has developed a very special skill at doing.
So one of the ways that our company is really innovative in terms of providing vascular care for folks is we're the first organization in the state of Colorado to offer an outpatient area for people to receive their arterial intervention. So it's a cath lab or an angio suite that is not associated with a hospital. And basically it's a way for us to provide more cost-effective care in an environment that we can control, where we know that the patient's going to get well treated at the front desk. We know they're going to get treated well in the procedure room. So the whole experience that the patient has is going to be better, we hope, than what they would get at a hospital, where a lot of those things are out of our control. It's a similar idea of going to an outpatient surgery center rather than a hospital for your operations. We can do it better, more cost effective, and that's very innovative in terms of healthcare, because that's really where the business of healthcare is going. We want to provide better outcomes at a cheaper price and make it more convenient.
I think because we started this company together. It's a very family approach to what we do, and for better or for worse, we tend to bring everybody into our family. Our workplace is our house sometimes, but the best story is probably in our very first clinic in Pueblo, and I'll let you describe that a little bit.
So our first clinic, it's a doctor's office. It was a very small facility. Old. Some people describe it as a bit of a bomb shelter. Not all that glamorous. You gave a great analogy once of when you take your dog to the vet, the last thing that you want is your dog to be sort of scraping its feet going down the hall, afraid to go back there. And in some ways, that's really kind of what it felt like. It was just kind of old and run down. We've come a long way since then, but we joked that our international headquarters of our first office was our break room / server closet / laundry room / conference room / kitchen. It was all of those combined into maybe, it was probably 7 by 7. So we had a number of very important meetings happening in there on a day-to-day basis, but it was kind of a joke. And so we were sitting on top of one another, and it really was what we kind of referred to as the Manhattan model, where everything just kept getting smaller and smaller. We couldn't afford to put in desktop computers because there wasn't enough space for the desktop computers. So everybody got laptops, or they had to share laptops and that sort of thing, and they were sort of just, things were stacked up on top of one another. So we've made some progress since then.
Well, you couldn't run the coffee machine, the washer, and the microwave at the same time without blowing the breaker and then putting patient care at risk because there was no power in the office.
Right.
Plans for the future: more growth and more impact as a force in the economy. We provide jobs, primary jobs, as well as high-level jobs. We provide economic development in terms of our involvement with construction and new construction projects and development of office space. We are involved in philanthropy and community support. So we advertise. We've got our own economy within our own company, and the more we grow and develop, the more we're able to really positively touch the economy of this state, down to helping put dinner on the table for our employees, which is a really special feeling for us to own a business, to create something from nothing. So the more that we can grow, the more that we can do for the state that we love and the place we live.
I think everything that we do, we try to be glass half full people. There's a lot of changes going on in healthcare on a national level, some of which is a little scary for the consumer and for the providers. But for the most part, we know that the disease processes that we treat is not going to go away. We know that the need for healthcare is not going to go away. And so to a certain degree, there's some stability in there, and you just kind of have to relax a little bit because the details will work themselves out in the long run. So I believe that there's a lot of hope for our company. We try and do things a little bit different than most doctors' offices. I think both Erin and I believe to our core and in our hearts that that medicine in general is practiced in a way that's probably about 20 years behind contemporary business. Contemporary businesses know how important the person walking in their door is to their business success. We recognize that as healthcare providers as well, that if the patient's not happy, then they're not going to be coming back. They're not going to refer their family and friends. And in the age of Dr. Google, where you can go online and search things out, and you can search for reviews and things like that, that is exceptionally important for the success of any healthcare organization. So I believe our future is bright. We have a lot of changes in store. We're on the forefront of technology. We believe that we treat people better than the next guy does, and that's very important to us. Patient satisfaction is extremely important for what we do. So I have a lot of hope for the future.